Hello and welcome back to the Pleasure Dome. My name is Luigi Mario and I'll be your host today. It's defense time once again, but on this special day I thought I would do things just a little bit differently and let you in on a secret that FEHTubers don't want you to know about. That's right, the cabal that runs this game, FEHTube, we've been lying to you, we've been abusing you, and I am going to tell everything. But we're going to look at the defense at the same time because, believe it or not, these things come right together. So what do we have here? It's your classic duo Byleth sitting in a place ready to take some hits. And, you know, they really tend to. But this time, we had Embla placed real nice and managed to get the troops in position. So what is this thing that I'm trying to expose for all of you? Well, we all know that FEHTube runs this game. We all know that this Shadow can make a Grand Hero Battle tier list, put some new unit at number 1, and it crashes the Grail economy overnight. We all know that KCB Brian can say, this is what the hero tracker looks like, and orb spending in March dips, goes way up in April though. And we all know that Phoenix Master 1 can do anything because he is a prince among us and we're lucky to have him. But what you don't know is that we have more power than you may understand or believe. See, this looks like my defense team didn't work, but what if I told you that there is actually an art to abusing the aura of the FEHTuber? See, no one can resist getting to say that they beat the FEHTuber. No one can resist the possibility that they might get shown winning against the FEHTuber on FEHTube, the FEHTube app. YouTube, that's passé. We're bigger than that. It's the FEHTube app now. So what do we have here? It's Looky Loo. Oh, what an underrated unit. How unexpected to see this happening. Oh dear, how could I have known that my defense team was weak against this unit's wiles, this unit's terrors that are shot? What a silly mistake I made there. Oh dear. Oh no. Wow, he really does just kill anything he looks at. How surprising I find this. And people would think, oh, well, everyone knows Levin doesn't have that unit. There's no way he could have tested against it. It must be a simple oversight. Well, what if I told you that we've been making this game work for us all along? Because, as you'll see in just a moment, because it does not take long to finish this out with that unit, it really doesn't. As you will see in just a moment, oh, would you look at that? I rematched them right back. And it kind of looks like I won. Perhaps there is an art to abusing the people's love for beating down on YouTubers, and doing that to make the season a little bit easier. Maybe my player face teams aren't quite up to speed with what the meta looks like right now. Maybe we just go down a few ladders on day 1, lose some confidence in our ability, and won a few easy matches to stay in the game because we have enough merges to get tier 39 anyway. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe, even when we lose, we actually stay winning. Or maybe where the world is chaos, and you truly can't control what happens to new threads anymore. I don't know. Which sounds more believable to you? I'm telling you, YouTubers run the world. You don't want to know the kind of influence Logan Paul has on the presidential cabinet. He answers directly to, like, Merrick Garland, I think. So what's this one? Oh, would you look who it is? Oh, golly gosh dang goodness. It's the thing I want to beat more than any other thing, and the thing I want to beat more than any other thing. What happened here? Alright. Here we're using the Kanto. We go for the dance. Ooh, it's a gamble. Thank you to the comment that told me to take away the hex traps and run the authentic OG traps. We printed at least a little bit of money off that, and there's not much more I can ask for than that. Takes a little bit of doing to take down Edelgard, surprising nobody, but I think that's a good enough turn, and this player would agree. Alright, excellent. And the wins actually keep on coming because, you know, we don't want to lose. You can't lose every match. There's a true art to designing a defense that is just strong enough that you can maintain that solid 500 winning ratio, but tempt people into showing their hand, showing what kind of investment their units are at, so that you can pick and choose those matches you want to take back to make that money. Because really, I mean, Intelligent Systems pays me like $6 grand a month. I'm pretty sure like PM1 has 2 or 3 mansions now, and the Shadow is just, I mean, I think he's like a majority stakeholder in some tech company out in San Francisco. I don't know, you didn't hear it from me. But what's this one? Oh, it's this unit. Okay, now, amidst all the trickery, I do just want to point out that this team was built around getting a 1 cooldown miracle on Yunaka so that she hits, gets it, lives any hit, hits again. I think it's a cool strategy. I kind of want to try and do more with it. Just take a look at what happens here. Because Myrrh is really difficult to deal with in a way that I didn't expect. You know, we kind of have written off enemy phase strategies. It turns out some of them are kind of good. Turns out some of these tanks actually can kind of tank, and not even just the new Ike, but in fact, some of these Myrrhs and other things. So the Fatal Smoke, huge. Living, huge. She didn't even need it, but now she could have another free hit if she wanted it. Like, there's a world where she gets damaged, goes back in and does it again. No matter how much HP Myrrh has left, she's just like that. Now, Duo Kagura continues to be just the most, like, the highest win ratio unit in Aether raids? Question mark? I don't know, maybe? Up there for sure, like, unexpectedly. But this was the one match where Miracle Yunaka on AR defense, not Summoner duels, kind of did some work, and I thought it was cool. I liked the results. I'd like to play more with it, but you might see that we don't get too much more of that this week. This was not the week where that was the thing, but Bellerfun, thank you so much for giving me the showcase of that. The rest of your week went quite well. Now we have Asker Yeser, and there is a story about Asker Yeser. Now, see, you may have noticed that they won. You may have also noticed that they brought this unit along with them. Now, just take a little look at this, okay? Here's the play. A little bit of fencing, a little bit of setting up. Unfortunate. I took away the catapult so that people wouldn't get extra space to hide. I thought that was smart. Maybe having the catapult is good. I probably wouldn't have put it there anyway, so it doesn't matter. But they Yuri swap in the Vantage Man himself, and then cleverly space around my Hardy Baron user, who I believe was no one. How do I let that happen? And, we can just spam tap this, because that's what this unit does. He simply does this. A unit who is uniquely difficult to deal with, because he actually does have a lot of bulk, and some DR, and immense stat swings with Panic Smoke. The man is just doing some work. And yeah, from here they do this. So, if there's one thing to take away from this, it's that Yuri disarm trapped me, and that just don't sit right with Levinsetti. And I think that's pretty well known. And yet, Asker Yeser had the audacity? The absolute, just the absolute audacity is the only word I have for this. That was not a thing a friend does to me. That to me, no friend will Yuri trap my nonsense. I'll probably make that after this video, but I'm in character and I'm mad about it. Okay. Back to the content. So we got lucky and dodged on that. Got the free rematch, which we didn't even take because we didn't lose points. But then this happens, and this, I think, really ended up being the theme of the week, because everyone who plays this game is losing their minds, and that's the only explanation, and it's fair. I think this game does take a toll on your sanity. So what do we have? It's this, but just watch. I want you to be very aware of something. That something is 64 HP is what that something is. Swoop. You can't just gamble that trap. You can't. That's not guaranteed at all. You can't do that. No, this is unfair. I demand a recount. No one's ever been treated as unfairly in the history of FEH as I have in this replay. You might think I'm exaggerating. Oh, just wait, just watch. There is so much more for me to yell at my computer about. Another one! Another one! Another one! Fool me once, something. Fool me twice, I scream! Anyway, so this happened. I was not a huge fan. It's not how I want to lose my lift. You might also notice the team got redesigned here. Yeah, they did it. They done did it. And I will say, I do have respect in the form of them going for the bonus kill, because every season is chaos season. So that's a nice little exclamation point on the worst sentence I've ever read. Well played. Perhaps they just read me out of my soul. But we got a rematch out of that, and I want to be very clear. These rematches, I was out for blood. If you Edelgard Gale Force me, I'm gonna Edel Force Gale Guard you right on back. But anyway, it wasn't all losses. We also had this classic where the new unit who's unkillable and the old unit who was unkillable both showed up. She got the sauce. Is this like some master plan to put no quarter on here instead of twin blades to just go all in? Because that's wild if so. With Emblem Marth, you could do it. And then you could run Guard Echo. Is it worth it? I don't know. But this seems like a case of not having read the range expansion and be kind of get it. And I forgot to explain the team, so we'll just do that in the next replay. But, yeah, this unit, even unprepared, just lives Duo Sonicy, who I was lucky enough to add to my team in only a couple of summons. And I think that that really revolutionized the sorts of teams I was able to build, because I'd been trying a few that just needed a unit who was a cav that could do stuff that they can do, and they do it. So what's this team? Basically, Note enables this rally trap, her over to here, and also this rally trap. Igrin can then come all the way over to here and rally Sonicy, so no matter where you try to be, you can get the two bad things, and that will often work. Igrin's running Dragon Fang here because it is Gateau bonus week, and running an AoE in Gateau bonus week seemed unwise. That's pretty much the plan. I'm gonna remix this a little bit. We also have a Marth Aegis Tiki, because she gets -1 special cooldown at start of combat, and then has a charged Aegis that she can then recharge on her counterattack. I think it's the bulkiest way that I can build her right now. It's sort of interesting. I'm not sure if other people are running it. I don't know. Kind of cool if you're here for the gameplay, but if you're here for the content, well, let's get mad about this probably, because it's more of the trap gambles. Come on, dude. I've lived a pure life. Why am I facing this karmic retribution? I don't think I deserved this. Now, I want you to notice. They stepped on the ball trap, right? And it wasn't real, so they know this one's real. They have information now. But that doesn't deter anything! Nothing. Nothing is deterred. Did I really get double trap gambled twice in 1 week? Did both really count? I don't remember, but it felt like they did. Maybe it took a toll on my sanity, but at the end of the day, I'm the real winner, because the plan all along was to farm rematchable losses for content, so I could go eye for an eye on this nonsense. That one did get, they both counted. They both counted. How could they both count? Okay, we're closing in. But anyway, FEHTubers use their status to steal your lift. That's what I'm trying to tell you about, because there's so much that I can't get into because they're watching, they might be coming for me, but what I'm trying to teach you is that we are coming for your lift. So be very careful and tread lightly in the keep of a YT colon name, or anyone else you might recognize. The circles run deep. What's this? Oh, it's the Unaka paying me back for taking the one away from my team. And I certainly do get paid back for that in spades here, because this time the trap just didn't quite put it together. Bremen lives everything, which is sort of amazing. But Soniki doesn't have quite enough firepower, there's not quite enough debuffs on the board for her to do her thing. And that just sort of gives Myrrh license to run wild. That's what I'm talking about when I say that this unit can definitely do some things. It feels rare to see a savior actually live Soniki like that. It doesn't happen a lot, which is something I'm working on addressing for next light season. I do not want this to become a regularity, a normal occurrence. And, you know, from here, you can get the pots wherever you please. Here it's not too difficult. Also, the Leo to lock down Node is sort of inspired. You don't see him much, but he can really do things and make your life easier, so... You know, well played. We thankfully get to mix one more win into the equation, and this person has a super interesting layout here. No safety fence, even. It's more Myrrh. Double save with the bigness. And the Ike beacon. Good golly gosh dang. She is gonna tickle that. But, okay, so they're setting up. They look like they have an idea of what's going on, because they're staying out of the Soniki zone. But this time, you thought brave legendary Robin would help, but in fact he was the undoing through debuffing. Because sometimes, even if the debuffs are good, the debuffs remain to be also bad. That's, I think that's part of the Banyan lore. I think that's from one of their ancient scriptures. Alpina may have written that herself, even though it made a lot less sense in her time. And finally, the last one who showed up once again, ready to savagely Dimitri me. Well, guess what? I savagely Dimitri'd this player not 10 minutes later. And we'll probably try to post those offense matches on like Thursday or something. It's a busy week, so we'll see if we get there, but I want to, and I'm doing it for you, so if you're still here, maybe touch the subscribe button in a good way. Everyone has fun. You get more of this, which you apparently enjoy very much, and I'd really appreciate it, so thank you. Let's run this one. How do they get in? Can only I see these? Are they even here? Did they show up on your screen? I'm losing my mind. And, he can just kind of sit there. But thankfully, the rally trap is still potent, is still deadly, but Hardy-bearing Soniki knows not why she exists and targets the support. Classic. It's like I'm playing a MOBA. Insane that she even lived one hit. I guess he didn't charge his special, so it didn't really count, but still, some wild content for sure. So this one's winding down. Just know that everything I've ever said was 100% true. The 1st of April is a normal and ordinary day where you have no reason to be suspicious of anything, and if I don't post again or it takes me a while, know that that probably means the FEHTuber cabal has turned on me and taken me to one of their many re-education camps, where I will... Honestly, I feel like the meta is sort of scripted at this point to where I don't know if I have any super controversial opinions that I could have changed the camp, but you'll know if that happened. You will know it somehow. Okay, that's the end of the video. Happy normal 1st of the month. And if I can dodge or survive those camps, I'll be back real soon with even more delicious content for you. So thanks for watching. Until then.